I think. Blip, 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 blip. G'day everyone and welcome back to Tom's Brook Farm. So back from holidays and sort of recovered from being sick, sort of. Yeah, holidays was a good break, good getaway. We took the wind with us, which was good for Henry. It meant that he could spray while we were gone. But it was a bit windy when we were at Monkey Mire, but when we got to Exmouth it was pretty good. It was nice and warm up there as well. Compared to down here. Here is freezing, and Henry kept busy. He got all the spraying done, well, the barley that was, and he got all the spreading finished. We do have 2 tonne left over that we need to go and spread out over some lucky crop. And then yesterday Henry went to town and picked up this, so you can obviously tell what he's got there. They're slippers, so we can extend our forks. And this is a cage for when you're operating in a forklift, for being safe. Instead of, we were using pallets, and then when we were going a bit higher, we'd use a shuttle that we'd gut it out and we'd chain that to the forklift. But obviously that's not work safe. So we've got a cage. So put this together. So there's no destructions with it, but we're men and we don't need destructions anyway. Lots of bolts, different sizes. I'm sure we'll figure it all out. We've figured out how the cage goes together, and then now we're just going to figure out what everything else is for. Actually, the only 2 things we don't know is what that's for. So the long ones will definitely be for holding this on the machine. They're the same first, always nuts look the same. One. See, that's all. A gun over and no ratchet. No something. Oh, right. I was a bit worried about that. Oops. there we have it. We've got one dead man cage or man cage or lifting safety cage, whatever you call these things, all sorted. The only thing we're left with are these two things. Those pins are obviously what goes behind the forks, but Henry and I can't for the life of us figure out what they would be used for. So any suggestions, let us know, but for now they'll live in the tool tray there. So yeah, at least we've got one step closer to being safer on the farm. Matty from Farm and General's just rocked up, our agronomist, and him and Henry are just heading out now to go and have a look at the barley, because if you guys remember, we dropped out the legacy or whatever it was called. We dropped that out, the sundowner. We dropped that out because it was going to cause yield damage to the plants, and we didn't want that. So yeah, they're going to go and have a look at the barley and just have a look, see what we should do. Probably going to spray it with some just straight MCPA or Amine, or I can't remember the other one he mentioned, but yeah, we'll go over it with that. And they're also going to go and have a look at the wheat and see what that's looking like, see if that's nearly ready to attack as well. So yeah, Henry's going to be busy again. So I've just loaded the dogs up and I'm going to go down to my house site and just give that a quick look over. I need to make a few phone calls and then also check the canola down there while I'm there. Not a whole lot's happened since the last time I showed you. A little bit's happened. So all the bush poles are in, which is very, very nice. And also we got doors in, the glass is in. All our windows are in, which is, I didn't realise that was happening, which is very cool. The next stage is the tin. Now, for whatever reason, that's going to take 7 or 8 weeks or something. I'm going to give them a call now just to find out where they're at. But yeah, that's the next thing is the tin, and yeah, we'll see how far off that is. But the canola is also looking quite nice out by the house there. I'll go for a drive over the rest of it in a bit, but canola is looking good. It's all coming up, which is nice. So you can see the canola is starting to bolt, starting to shoot up. Once you get your eye, and you can see there's quite a bit of yellow coming up across the paddock. But for something that was so stressful and worrying throughout the early part of the year, it's nice to see it coming up like this, nice and even. As I say that though, look at my feet. That's only just come through. Not everything's germinated, which is look, that one right there is only just come through in the last day. So it's been a frustrating germination. Let's just say that. But it is good. It's all up. Let's see what our taproot looks like. Hopefully it's tapping. Well, sort of. We've got a nice taproot, but we tend to hit the boron layer, and it what the roots will tend to do is they'll go down and then they'll just go sideways along the edge, well, along that boron layer. But if you've got enough water on a wet year, it should just go down. But yeah, anyway, it is good to see. It's nice to see. It's all growing. Canola is up, looking good. Driving out the back there, it's you'd be happy with the germination if it was, maybe 2 or 3 weeks after seeding. So what I forgot to mention was, since I've been away, we've had 20 1 mils at my place, and up here it's probably about 25 to nearly 30 mils. So just an awesome bit of rain. The urea is doing wonders for the crop. The only thing is that yeah, it's all finally just germinating, coming through. It's gonna be interesting come harvest, because you know, typically we seed the canola first, so then we can harvest it first. But with how late the canola is, and the barley is you know, a lot more even and advanced, we might end up be harvesting some barley first and then coming and getting canola, which isn't ideal, but it's what you got to do. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on the crops, and we'll see what happens. On to the next job, and probably the last job for the day, is we're going to get all the dividers out of the shed once again. And we'll that way we'll be able to give that shed a wash probably next week, something like that. Like I said earlier, we've got, I think, about 2.5 ton left in there, so tomorrow I might go and spread that out on one of the paddocks, maybe on some of the wheat. Just give it a little extra nitrogen. Yeah, and then we'll check to make sure that that weld job that we did held, and yeah, address that. That's done, which is good. We've got obviously that to spread out, and then that all to wash. We've got the bunker to wash as well. We've also got Wally all the way down there. We need to wash that, and then take the whole unit off Wally, and then that way we can give Wally's tray and underside a good wash. And it also means that we can check all the bearings and chains and stuff for next year on the Norrish there, because yeah, it's nearly impossible to get to when it's on the back of the tray there, because you can't actually get your head or tools in position. So anyway, we'll get that sorted, and in terms of results of the crop, the agronomist Henry's going to go spraying next week with some, I believe we're going to be doing LVE MCPA. I'll get back to you on that because Maddie wasn't sure on which one to recommend us, so we're still waiting on the recos for that. And then once he's finished going over the barley, he'll basically be going straight into the wheat. But the wheat I thought was going to be good. It's all come out level and sort of an even germination, but it sounds like we've got some bigger plants in there and some smaller plants, just the same issue we're having with the barley. So he's also recommending that we drop out the Sundowner and use the LVE MCPA for that as well, which is annoying because, you know, I've spent all this money on all that chemical, which is now going to sit in the shed, but it'll be there for next year, so that's all right. But yeah, gonna have to buy more chemical to get it done. But yeah, just annoying that it's all this uneven germination. So definitely gonna have to go to Darren and see what's out there, see if anything else is better. But yeah, anyway guys, I'm going to leave the video there. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's good to be back at work finally after you know, being at home sick for a couple of days. You sort of just want to get out and, you know, get back to work. So yeah, tomorrow I think I might go for a drive across all of the crops, have a look, especially the wheat, see what that's all looking like. So yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one.